Hey everybody, welcome. Welcome back to the Dark Mirror Tarot. We're shining a light into the shadow with gratitude. Delusional about our own divinity. With gratitude, delusional about our own divinity. With gratitude, we show up delusional about our own divinity. I was just watching an astrology video, realizing that the new moon approaching on the 14th of July, as I record this, it is the 11th, Saturday. So 2026. But the new moon coming up apparently is at like the deepest emotional depths of the zodiac in this decan. I believe it might be the third decan of Cancer. I'm not an expert astrologist, so if it calls to you, do look it up for the details. But at any rate, it's a very deep emotional realm, soulful. And that's where this new moon is taking us, into this darkness. The last reading I did ended with the High Priestess in reverse, and I was talking about how maybe we needed to show more of our darkness. And the High Priestess in reverse talks about like a blockage, you're not going deep enough into your intuition, right? So we need to go deeper. And here we go into these depths with this new moon approaching. So I was realizing though, because like as the astrology reader was saying where it was, I was realizing, and it kind of turned my stomach a little bit. Like I literally felt a bit ill, and even right now it kind of gives me a bit of a like headache thinking about it. But yeah, it's like directly on my Saturn, which is 2 degrees away from my natal moon. And that is what makes me a Saturnian alien vessel. And you can look it up, what that means, like to be, to have these alien placements in your birth chart. Just means that you have like a significant placement within a couple degrees of like an outer planet. And so that influence is like really strong over that area of your life. So I have this moon, and my moon is in the 12th house, Pisces, in Cancer, right? And then, so this new moon is showing up in Cancer at this decan, right. And like I said, it kind of made me sick to my stomach a little bit, just because of the way that everything's been playing out for me. And I've been sharing here on this channel in hopes of, increasing my own awareness and like ability to get through it while still like maintaining some sense of direction. So the Chariot came out in the last reading too, and it's like it's here again, and it's how we're showing up in the environment. So if you're resonating with these messages and this theme that's been playing out is showing up in your life or your astrological chart as well, then it's like we have there's something going on in the environment that is in our benefit. It's like the Six of Coins, this kind of generosity keeps showing up too. And then the Chariot, I have the Nine of Cups in the current energy, but then also a Ten of Coins in reverse, so there's still like this blockage from like worldly abundance, but like there's this depth of emotional energy that we can tap into. And we're showing up again in the environment, other people like seeing us as the Fool, like maybe that's like not in the best light. Maybe they see us as naive and out of control, but like still on this journey and full of possibility, potentially. The Tower shows up again, as it has been repeating in my messages. The Tower is showing up again in our heart space. So it's like holding that energy still. And then we end up with this reading with the Hierophant in reverse at the end. So it's like, can we trust the advice that we're getting? Are we giving ourselves bullshit advice? It's very confusing. And it's like the ravens are present. The Create card came out today, and the raven is present there as well. So in this Hierophant card, there's like two ravens, and he's like looking at the key like, what the heck am I supposed to do with it? And now it's like, with the reversal, the light and the darkness, the confusion, not knowing who to trust, not knowing if you can trust yourself. We're kind of showing up in this Wicked Witch energy today with the Ace of Cups in reverse, our self-love. It's like, are we just surrounding ourselves with more toxicity because that's what our comfort level is? That's like our known go-to, for self-numbing and medicating type shit. Crossed with this is a reverse Queen of Wands, so it might look right side up in the picture, but it, it'd be like this. So it's reversed. So it's like the Wicked Witch. And then the daggone Three of Cups again, crowning the reading. So it's like, even if, this Page of Cups energy in the past, so this issue that we've been working through with this devil energy and this, our Venusian vibes getting thrown into a turmoil, by the devil energy. And whether or not, it's like we're magnetizing it, they're also providing it. It's a give and take situation. We're not just doing it ourselves. There's other people contributing energy to it, to negativity. But the way that we're processing the energy through our heart space is through this Tower energy consistently. So everything that we're doing is like repeating this Tower loop. And we're magnetizing, though, these dark energies to us, because there's something about this Ace of Wands in reverse in the future. Like, we're replaying this loop because, like, the alicorn, right? The unicorn's horn, like, separated from the unicorn specifically, and this maiden holding it as an Ace of Wands. Something else came out for me with that already today about the unicorn, which has always been super present for me in my consciousness, like my whole life. But it was the aspect of the maiden being used as bait, and like the whole cultivating creation and like, caring for the garden itself was just to create a trap to ensnare the unicorn and sever the horn and keep like and like for like nefarious purposes, you know, like it's like appropriating the unicorn's power for acquimal purpose, you know, but like severing it, you know, from its rightful place. And something about that maiden energy attracting that Capricorn energy and the devil energy, like we've been talking about, and being like magnetizing these dark spirits, and then also being attracted to them through this Saturnian geometry. I've talked in past readings about how there's a hexagonal cloud at the North Pole of Saturn. That Saturn basically like creates out of air energy, but it's like it channels like water, basically wave energy, and like plasma, I don't know exactly, like I think it's water, the particles though, that it channels with air to create this hexagonal cloud. And I just keep intuiting and feeling, you know, that that's where like the Venus energy, it's like gets sucked in and sort of like I was saying, used as bait, you know, in some instances. Like it doesn't have to play out that way, is the thing. But many of us are trapped in these loops and we keep recreating it, and it has to do with holding this tower energy at our heart space. And then we get this like inverted Taurian, inverted Venus energy with the reversed Hierophant. So, but it's like the use of the corrupted maiden energy to bait the unicorn, to ensnare its power. It's really kind of fucked up. So over here I've got the Wheel of Fortune on the bottom of the deck, that 10 of coins in reverse on the middle world cut. There's our Wheel of Fortune, our 10 of coins in reverse, and then this 3 of coins in reverse on the top of the deck. So it's like worldly partnerships are just like not lining up. And you know, I'm getting the impression now it's because like we're in that corrupt maiden energy, and the garden that we're creating isn't what we think it is. It's like this 9 of Cups energy. Like we have to be careful, because like what we're essentially feeding into in the bigger picture is just setting us up to remain in this inverted Venus energy, and like kind of like we are creating the portal for the dark energy, not even realizing it. Dang. What? And that's why the create card is there. And it's like we keep thinking we're creating like we're creating some something good, something beautiful, this beautiful garden, and it's actually being used to destroy what we would actually aspire to, which like is the quintessence, the love, the harmonization of the spheres of energy. You know, that's wild. And that's what's been playing out for me personally this whole year. This attraction, repulsion, destruction, and then, like, you know, exaltation, excitement, endorphins rushing, and then like the crash of, like, it's just the realization of the reality that it was just bait. You were just bait. You were just being manipulated all along. And if there is like a gracious force that's like overseeing and orchestrating things to a higher purpose of like a divine harmonization, then perhaps these worldly scenarios that you're aspiring to are crumbling purposefully because they're really dedicated to the creation of this false garden, this like where you're just sitting there as a pawn, as a lure, and forces beyond you with agendas that are not of a harmonious nature are just using you and playing you and letting you believe that it's possible for you to have like wish fulfillment. So I don't know. This it's deep, dark stuff. Like, I keep trying to work through it personally, and it just kind of keeps getting darker. Rejoice, clarity, and abundance. Okay, so we got clarity and abundance, so we can rejoice with that as all right. The point that is that there's a lot of work we still need to do to retrieve our soul and become our authentic selves. And it might seem to you that you've been on this journey already all along, but what this reading is here to say is that that's all being stripped away. Luminous. And the night moth, it's like this is a rare opportunity to really see that what you thought you were working toward is part of like the evil empire. You know what I mean? Like you have to dismantle your ideas about where you were going so that you can see the new adventure. And we get this cat energy and see this, like the spheres. Everything's kind of bubbly, like bubbles. A doorway, a pillar. Still being targeted through the sexual energy. Feeling shamed for our light, for our emotions. And it's like going into the depths of this time with this new moon, it's just going to keep getting more intense. I'm like the living embodiment of the astrology, like, I feel. And that's why things are so crazy for me, I think, right now. And why I was compelled to start doing readings again. And find some serenity, some, and to make a journal of it for myself. And then I often delete them anyways, or make them private. But I try to put them out there to connect. I just got the unity card come through. Like, it's like I'm trying to connect. I try to put myself out there. But something I touched on in the last reading, or maybe the one before, it's like sometimes all we're giving is our reaction to our trauma, and we still haven't uncovered our true gift yet. And I think that's where I'm at. Purposeful. So I hope that these messages aren't just completely chaotic and coming through and triggering people. I hope they're helpful in some way and not just a distraction. I don't feel like they are. I don't feel like that's part of this overall misalignment, but at the same time, I know that I'm putting myself into too many different projects, and I haven't been able to choose one path and dedicate to one thing to create. And so in that sense, maybe that is how, we're creating this dark portal then to magnetize, nefarious energies. And I get the white light card. And I'm feeling like this is very protective with the dome. So creating this circle around yourself, like a sphere of white light. And doing that as a meditative practice to call back your energy and protect yourself from outside energies. And maybe that's, where I'm being called to go, is to really focus more on purposeful meditative practices and sharing that, sharing those actual practices as fully formed ideas, So apply that to yourselves, It's what can we take from this experience and mine from it in this darkness, and then use that Saturnian energy and geometry to create form and create some mastery out of this madness. Purposeful. And let this Ace of Cups reverse, this Queen of Wands in reverse energy, and the awareness of this Ace of Wands in reverse energy be purposeful. Now that there's the 3 black cats standing out to me in this red, it's like a red sphere now. Totally got me into another space. This 2 red spheres taking you through another gateway. So yeah, it's finding and them all being in shadow. Into the blue. I was pulling cards from the Plant Allies deck, Dirt Gems, and I got blue Kohash and black Kohash. And the black Kohash was talking about magnetizing dark spirits to yourself. And then the blue was talking about going into the blue and about the nature aspect of things, and how being aware in the present moment is so powerful, and that is the magical, like, sweet spot into the blue, like always into the blue, pulling ourselves up through these grounding portals up into the blue, and the blue giving me like throat chakra energy, singing our soul song true. The 3 black cat allies. So what can we pull through from this and make real? Imagine hope and peace. You're magical on this earth. Breathe. The fox has come through a few times on this channel as an ally as well. So let's take a moment to breathe again through this energy and just center yourself into the space where you are. Feel the weight of yourself pressing on the surface beneath you, and know that you are here for a purpose. Clarity. The clarity we seek. The answers we need are here. This reversed Hierophant energy is what this clarity is pointing to. We can see ourselves clearly if we dare to. I'm hearing birds outside. I see the hope card. It's about taking the steps on this earth to create our actual magical reality and breathe it into existence with joy. See ourselves truly, not as the performative ego version that we've created to serve others, and begin to uncover our true gift. And connect with the goddess, the divine feminine energy. Through the moon, through the harvest, through the broom. Blessed be. All right then. I hope you can clear away what you need to and grow what you need to, and be purposeful with your hands today. Not let yourself be a pawn in someone else's play. This 10 of coins in reverse in our earthly realm, in this 3D energy right now. It's like this constant reminder that we need to have stronger faith in ourselves. I think that the routes that we've been trying to take to get to this state of security and earthly riches has always been based on somebody else's plan, and we've never written our own plan. And we need to get clear about that. To reach our fulfillment and be acting from our true nature. With positivity. Connecting with the wolf, the moon, and the owl. It's like creating your own fairy tale. But not being disillusioned anymore. Create the garden for real. And don't let the hunters set their traps in the bushes. Don't just sit on a pedestal in the center as a lure, bait for what you would truly wish to create, only to destroy it. You have to evolve, grow your wings, see yourself as you truly are. This golden light. The cat energy is really significant. If you have a cat that's chosen you and has come to be in your life, and know that this is a sign of great abundance, and like whenever they come to sit by you, it's like people who have cats know, it's like they know when there's something up with you and your energy, and lately I've been having some real compassionate moments with my cat. For real. Like, we're connecting with these nature spirits on these levels, and they're helping us to harmonize and reharmonize our energy, our goddess energy. Okay, the broom is really significant for me, and I'm really grateful that it's shown up and given me this wisdom, this mystical white light spirit, and the spirit of the cat. Wow, so I like working with this deck. This is the Moon Oracle, Earthly Soul and Spirits, Moon Oracle by Terry Foss. And also the Last Unicorn Tarot, but yeah. Okay. The broom, we're clearing away some really, that's like some really negative energy. I've been singing in a new band this year also, and it's been interesting and challenging in many ways. And one of the first songs that I wrote was directly related to like working out ancestor energy in my bloodline. Like there's some really wicked energies, and I think that's for me like where a lot of this magnetization of dark energy comes from. I think it's inherited, and it's like something that I've come into as like a sort of rite of passage. Like people have passed away. I've inherited a home, and I've inherited basically like a malignant spirit to manage. So if you're hearing this message, then that may also be the case for you. And just know that that's something we're working through in this energy on this channel. I think it does tie into that unicorn energy, the alicorn, and that wounded maiden energy, being kind of sucked into that vortex through the Capricorn matrix at the top of Saturn. Okay. And this manifests in loops throughout different relationships in many ways and scenarios throughout our life. I'm getting the World card here, and I see the butterfly in the mirror. So the thing is that there's something else in us. Here we go with the Ace of Wands. Again, that alicorn. There's something else. There's something in us, though, about our maiden energy that attracts the unicorn in the first place. So we are a very powerful magnet for good as well, for light, okay? And our ability to hold and reflect light is the reason why we would be chosen to be the bait in the first place. So there's something specific about us, and I'm getting really, it's like this purple, this deep purple on the table, it's like the indigos, okay? And that we can flip, like they've been using us against ourselves. They've been orchestrating scenarios and environments and geometries around us so that we're actually turning our energy and folding our stagnant empress energy in upon ourselves so that we're actually doing the work for them. And we are creating these dark portals ourselves, not even really realizing it, and calling in, the light, and then letting it be consumed, rather than what our heart space really is for, is to amplify the light and to refract it in upgraded codes, not this false geometry that we get sucked into with these emotional vortex loops. And I'm not demonizing the Saturnian energy. We can learn from the Saturnian energy. I think that's why Saturn is on my moon. It's like, is it a captor or is it a mentor? And then we got that Hierophant in reverse. It's like, who can we trust? And the whole, like the mechanics of the hexagonal vortex at the North Pole of Saturn has to do with channeling emotional energy with air energy. Seven of Wands in reverse. They don't want us to succeed. We got the Ace of Swords on the bottom of the deck and the Five of Coins. They want us to remain in this lack mentality. Powerless. But it's like we're rooted in this Ace of Swords energy, this sword into the sky. It creates this crown, our crown chakra. Reclaiming our sovereignty. That's what we're rooted in, regardless of all this bullshit around us. There's just something about us that can't be stained. And that's why we keep being used as the bait. So our heart energy still remains true. It's just so crazy how it just keeps replaying, and then it's going to intensify. This 4 Cups energy, we have to get really grateful about where we are. Because this 4 Cups energy was coming out upstairs too with the rat card and the wild unknown. We've got to get really grateful. Just flip this energy upside down somehow. I've lost so much. It's like, it's hard to conceive of a path forward of where I want to go. Like, where do we want to go? See, I get 6 of Wands in reverse. Should be like this. Dun, dun, dun. Moving forward. With grace and love, all these spheres. But they're trying to choke me out. I don't know. I've tried to do like fires and sigils and cleansings and all the things. I've been trying for a long time. Sometimes it seems like there's just no escape. This is the Hermit in reverse. The broom. The broom, the broom, the broom will set you free. Clear the way. Clear the way, clear the way. The world. Clear the way to the world with the broom. You have to believe in yourself. You have to switch up this 9 of Swords energy. You don't have to keep holding on to it. You can just start to be excited about the, like, pick a path and be excited about it. Let what needs to die, die. Stop looking into the past. Look toward the future. Don't entertain too many ideas. Just really do the things that you're already committed to be finishing. If there's like projects that you're committed to with other people, you know, stick with your commitments. I think that's important to keep showing up for things to completion. And I get the Sun card on that. So see these projects through to the end, okay? But you got to, like, pick 3. Your top 3. And just put all your energy into them for, like, the next even couple days just to start. But, like, really work toward it, you know? Not writing to-do lists or outlines, but, like, really following through. Freaking Ace of Swords again in reverse. Follow through, not up in your head about it. Here we get Ace of Swords in reverse. Like, free yourself from the prison of your mind. All right, I'm going to leave it there, little butterfly. I'm going to try and go outside. I know this was like a really long reading. I needed to get all of that out. So thank you for being here, listening, and I hope this message helped someone else besides me. So yeah, stay safe out there, and I'll talk to you again soon, okay?